Howdy, Practical Patriots and Practical Preppers. Yochate, Gross aus Texas. Hey, folks, John Practical Nurse. Let's talk about the Mccloskeys and what happened in that situation. Okay? Folks, if you came here for my review of their safety, how their safety of handling their firearms, you're not going to get that. I'll leave that for the keyboard commandos who've never been in one of those situations before. Yes, that was a jab. Okay? That said, folks, okay, let's talk about the short video. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's the Mccloskeys. People are calling them Ken and Karen defending their homestead or whatever. I was watching a video talking about the cul-de-sac commandos, whatever. Again, I'm going to stick to this gun right here, and I'm going to go right in the face on people. You've never been in that situation, you probably don't know how you're really going to react. That said, let's talk about what we're here for today. Did they have a right to defend themselves and make a stance? Folks, I'm going to sit there and say this. The short video that you see is this. You see them in their front yard holding firearms. He's got an AR. Mr. Mccloskey's got an AR. Mrs. Mccloskey has a pistol. Okay? They're telling people to get out of there, keep going, stay off their property, and you see a group of people going by. What they said in their statements, what we found out later, is that they broke through a gate to gain access. Remember that point. Then, the second point, they started making threats to come kill them, burn their house down, and a few other things, okay? Now, let me make this very clear because I'm going to repeat it. I see no better justification for the Second Amendment than that incident right there, okay? That's where I stand on it. Being a property owner myself, okay? Now, your homestead. What is your homestead, folks? We talk about being a homestead defender on my channel, okay? Well, it can be a place like I have. It can be a place like they have. And if you go look at the satellite view of it, it's gorgeous. These people are personal injury attorneys. They can afford all that, okay? If you have your homestead is your home in the suburbs, okay? It is your apartment building. It is where you try to find your peace, your sanctuary. You have a right to defend yourself, okay? Second Amendment. People will sit there and argue with me, Johnny, no, that's about a militia. Really? How many people does it take to form a militia? One. That's it. Any one of us who've been in the military can probably tell you that some of the most dangerous people we've ever encountered was one single person defending their home. Whatever their home was. It could have been a mud hole. It could have been a shack. It could have been anything. But that was their home, and they were determined enough to defend it. You see my point on this? Now, the district attorney, I think it's in St. Louis, Missouri, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, I'm okay with that, stated she is filing charges against the Mccloskeys because they were, I think, like hampering a peaceful protest. Okay, I'm hoping you're watching this, Miss District Attorney, because here's why I shouldn't have to tell you this, but this is where it goes from the First Amendment to having the right to peacefully assemble and protest to being a criminal, to being a tyrant or a terrorist. Here's where it draws the line. When you break down a barrier to gain access to private property, you have gone from being a peaceful protester to a terrorist, a tyrant, or a criminal. That's it. That's where the line draws, okay? Now, yes, I'm speaking as a private property owner, okay? That's it. All bets are off. You have the right to defend yourself. I live in a state that has the castle law. As I understand it, the Mccloskeys live in a state that have the castle law. Okay, here it goes. The beautiful thing about that entire situation is that, as I understand it, nobody was hurt. Okay, as I understand it. If somebody claims their feelings were hurt, oh well, you'll live. Trust me, take a pulse. Okay, no problem there. Okay, I get peaceful protesting, but it drew the line right at that point. So, my stance is this. Again, did they have a right to take the stance to defend themselves? Yes. Did they break a lot of firearm rules? Yes. And you know what? I'll leave that to the keyboard commandos that have never been in that situation to sit there and talk all about that, okay? Because trust me, a lot of times you don't know what you're going to do until you're in that situation. Trust me on that one. You can have all the training in the world, and that can go right out the window when that situation happens. one or two people defending themselves against a mob of people. I want you to get that in your head. What would you do? What would you do if people were on, literally within 45 feet of you, threatening to kill you and burn your house down? What would you do? I already know what I would do. I would defend myself by any means necessary. All right? That's up for each of us to decide. Did they have the right to defend themselves? Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you came to this video expecting me to sit there and state all the ways that they violated, blah, 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 you know what? Again, yeah, we learned those rules for a reason, for safety. However, were things safe? Obviously, they didn't feel like they were. Okay? If you came here looking for all the safety rules, violations, not going to happen. If you came here looking for someone who says, you know what? I get it. I get that they were defending themselves. I get that's the reason we have the Second Amendment. Okay? Oh, it's only about militias. Well, when you have a group of people screaming, hollering, cutting through your neighborhood, okay, is that peaceful protesting when they broke through a gate, when they're trespassing? That's not peaceful protesting. That done crossed the line. Questions, comments, leave them below. Until I see you all again, I'm Johnny Practical Nurse. Out here. Train, 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 train some more. Keep training. Test your items that you have. Test your preps. Don't be afraid to do so. I am kind of concerned that what we're seeing today is a prelude to what may happen tomorrow.